Welcome to VARINDIA News Hour. The edge is the center of everything. Data is the lifeblood of modern business, providing valuable business insights and supporting real-time control over critical business processes and operations. Edge computing is a distributed information technology architecture in which client data is processed at the periphery of the network as close to the originating source as possible. In our individual lockdown environments, each of us is an edge node of the internet, and all our computing is mostly edge computing. Research predicts that between 2019 and 2028, cumulative capital expenditures of up to $800 billion will be spent on new and replacement IT service equipment and edge computing facilities. These expenditures will be relatively evenly split between equipment or the device and infrastructure edges. The new digital norms created in response to the pandemic will be permanent. This will intensify the development of new technologies like wireless 5G and autonomous vehicles, but will also impact nearly every sector of the economy, from industrial manufacturing to healthcare. Edge computing is the deployment of computing and storage resources at the location where data is produced. This ideally puts compute and storage at the same point as the data source at the network edge. Edge computing is reshaping IT and business computing. As Gartner predicts, by 2025, 75% of enterprise-generated data will be created outside of centralized data centers. The prospect of moving so much data in situations that can often be time or disruptive sensitive puts incredible strain on the global internet, which itself is often subject to congestion and disruption. So, IT architects have shifted focus from the central data center to the logical data edge of the infrastructure, taking storage and computing resources from the data center and moving those resources to the point where the data is generated. The 2020 findings underscore the tremendous acceleration of digital transformation efforts in response to the pandemic, and the critical interplay of hardware, software, and networks are servicing use cases at the edge. Let's look into today's headlines in VARINDIA. ProtonVPN gets serious speed boost with VPN Accelerator. ProtonVPN is a VPN service operated by the Swiss company Proton Technologies AG, the company behind the email service ProtonMail. ProtonVPN protects the journalists and activists who use ProtonMail. ProtonVPN breaks down the barriers of internet censorship, allowing you to access any website or content. ProtonVPN has long been a good virtual private network, that is VPN system, but now that it's sped up its connection by up to 400%, it demands your attention. NSO has blocked Pegasus use by some governments. Israeli surveillance software company NSO Group has temporarily blocked several government clients around the world from using its Pegasus spyware as the company investigates its possible misuse, Washington-based non-profit media reported. The development also follows raids on some offices of the NSO Group on Wednesday by Israeli government agencies to bring assessing security breach allegations against the company's Pegasus spyware. Mexico's top security official said that two previous administrations spent $61 million to buy Pegasus spyware that has been implicated in government surveillance of opponents and journalists around the world. Data centers stock to double by 2023. Data center stock to touch 20 million square feet by 2023. Flexible workspaces are going to account for about 5% of total office stock by 2022 as occupiers and their employees return to formal workspaces. A report published by Colliers in partnership with industry body FICCI says the first half of 2021 has recorded a 33% increase in the investment in emerging asset classes compared to the first half of the previous year, led by data centers. It further saw a positive growth in all these asset classes, hinting upon the reopening of offices and educational institutions. India has about 1.2 megawatt per user of co-location DC capacity compared to Europe's 19.1 megawatt per user DC capacity, providing a huge opportunity for data center operators in the country. Amazon is fined 746 million euros for the violation of customers' data. Luxembourg's National Commission for Data Protection, that is CNPD, has hit Amazon with a record-breaking 746 million euros, that is $887 million GDPR fine for violating data protection rules over the way it uses customer data for targeting advertising purposes. However, Amazon disagreed with CNPD's ruling and said there has been no data breach and no customer data has been exposed to any third party. The complaint also targets Apple, Facebook, Google and LinkedIn and was filed on behalf of more than 10,000 customers alleged that Amazon manipulates customers for commercial means by choosing what advertising and information they receive. MeitY does not issue decryption orders under IT Rules 2009, says RajeevChandrasekhar. Union Minister of State for Electronics and Information Technology RajeevChandrasekhar said in a written reply that the ministry does not issue decryption orders and as such no database is maintained. His ministry, MeitY, does not issue decryption orders or directions under the Information Technology, that is Procedure and Safeguards for Interception, Monitoring and Decryption of Information Rules 2009. Accordingly, no database is maintained by MeitY, he clarifies. That's all for now. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to VARINDIA News Magazine. You can download the VARINDIA app from Google Play Store for the latest news and updates. Stay tuned. Thank you.